I gotta pull up this story. Let's talk about the collapse of society.
Here we go.
From Yahoo News, Starbucks is closing 16 stores across Los Angeles, Portland, Seattle, and other cities due to a high frequency of challenging incidents. What they mean is employees were being attacked.
Crime.
People were doing drugs in the bathroom.
Crime.
And let me just say, this is one of the most epic get woke go brokes, because 4 years ago, Starbucks got attacked by a bunch of woke activists and announced, our bathrooms are now open. And everyone said, dude, your bathroom's open to the public. It's going to be a disaster of drug use. This is a problem.
And they're nasty.
And it's so bad. Last month, Starbucks said we may have to close our bathrooms. But that would have drawn the ire of the far left activists. So what did they do? Shut the whole store down. We're done.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you go into a Starbucks bathroom in a city, they are disgusting.
Their coffee is disgusting. I can't believe people drink it. It tastes like burnt
each their own.
butthole.
Yes, but the Starbucks Nitro Cold Brew is the best.
I've never gotten to that point. I do a French press of my own stuff every day, and I don't drink that burnt crap unless I'm in an airport cracked out like, oh my God, I'm
Cold brew, though.
I haven't tried it. If I try it and you've lied to me.
It's
for breakfast. I have a can. Is all I have is a can of. Well, I have more, but so when I wake up, I have a can of Nitro Cold Brew with heavy cream, and it's like a chocolate milkshake almost.
Yeah, put peanut butter powder.
Wait, how many calories is in that?
There's like 10 calories in the cold brew, and then I think like 80 in the cream that I put in it.
50 per tablespoon of heavy whipping cream.
50 per tablespoon? Yeah. Okay, so maybe 100.
About 100.
That is not worth those calories. I like cupcakes. If I'm going to eat all that crap, I'm going to have a cupcake.
That's fair.
I have lost 30 pounds.
With your coffee breakfast?
With my, well, I do have eggs. Like, so I'll have coffee and then I record.
Fair.
So after I record my first segment, I usually have like eggs and bacon or something. But I cut out all the cupcakes and all of that evil.
Dispelling a myth, the calories aren't actually in the food. A calorie is a measurement of heat that's produced when your body breaks the food apart. Right. So you're actually producing the calories.
I stopped eating cupcakes and stuff like that when I ran out of time to do a lot of baking. I used to do a lot of baking, which I kind of miss doing. I was making these like tall, like 8-layer cakes, but mini, like really like what skinny, I do like now. Really tall, like top hats.
Good for you.
Right?
I make layered
cakes. They're so good. And I have these like little tiny pans. They're like this big.
We're women, and once a month we need cupcakes and sugar because there's a difference.
True.
And if we don't have it, you'll die. So all men out there, give us cupcakes and sugar.
You need like a steak.
Yeah.
For all the iron,
no,
you know?
it all depends.
Frankly.
Pre, you need the steak. During, you need the chocolate.
But is it the chocolate or the sugar? Because chocolate's really good for you.
I love chocolate.
Cacao without sugar, just pure bitter. It tastes like coffee beans, kind of.
I like to splurge.
I always have chocolate in my handbag.
You can taste the iron in it.
I'm a super health nut, so clearly I'm not like sitting around eating sugar all day. Like all I do is work out and count calories. So when I do something bad, like my husband and I will eat like 3 pizza and go get a huge thing of Krispy Kreme and just eat the whole box.
I love how it's like society is collapsing and Starbucks is shutting down, but their coffee is bad anyway.
Yeah, it tastes like burnt butthole. I can't believe I don't drink it.
I used to work at a
I do think
Starbucks.
that it's my first job was in ice cream.
When I was starting Minds, the social network, we would work in. I'd go to a Starbucks to work.
Oh, I see. You do that. No, I scooped ice cream. I do think that it's very disturbing to see the infrastructure that was created with the wealth that our culture had just completely collapse.
So here's my idea, which, man, I want to do all these awesome things. I just need people who can help do them. I despise Starbucks. They sacrificed the well-being of their employees to appease the woke mob. They knew it was going to make their stores more dangerous. They knew that it was going to welcome in people to do drugs and be belligerent and violent. They didn't care. And now they have to shut down 16 stores, disrupting all of these employees because they don't care. Now, some people have said, but they pay well and things. Okay, fine. You know what I want to do? I talked about this before. I want to open a coffee shop right next to a Starbucks. And I want to do to Starbucks what Starbucks is accused of doing to other shops. Subsidize everything. Make it so cheap that Starbucks can't afford to be open. And then tell those employees, come work for us and we'll pay you better. And we'll treat it like a co-op. We won't play this woke garbage where we let weirdos in the bathroom while you're working. You'll be in charge. And here's my favorite part. If you are working at my coffee shop when we open it and a customer is being rude, feel free to kick them out and tell them never to come back. Yeah. I don't play the stupid game where the customer is always right if they're being belligerent to the employees who are making the food.
Is that true at Starbucks? You're not allowed to kick people out if they suck?
I don't know if Starbucks does that. The idea is that the customer is always right. And most of these big corporate stores are like, just be demure and apologize. No. No, it's your store. You're trying to do people a favor. You're providing a service. We're all equals here. If someone's giving you the business, you say, look, just have a nice day. You can go. I want a place where the employees are not going to be stepped all over for the woke corporate agenda.
It's also really not fair to have because employees like at Starbucks and whatever, you have to clean the bathroom. Like everyone's sort of on a shift to clean the bathroom.
Exactly.
And it's so nasty to do that. Like I used to work at an Aubon Payne a million years ago, and we always had to switch off who was cleaning the bathroom.
Women's bathrooms are the worst.
It was it was just one bathroom, right? And like random people would come in there and they would defecate all over the place and we would have to clean it up. And that's just really unhealthy.
On the wall sometimes.
It was
I worked at Acme.
Like my
grocery
stomach
store.
is turning right now. Like just remembering the experience of having to clean that bathroom after like random crazy homeless people were in it.
I'm 4 years old and everything poop makes me laugh.
It was gross. It was so gross.
I just want to ask this question. I want to make this point actually. You guys up at the shopping cart test?
No.
Oh yeah.
I love it. It's this idea
great.
that the shopping cart is the ultimate test of like whether a person can function in society. Returning the shopping cart to the cart corral is a minor task.
No
it's a
reward.
minor inconvenience. It has no reward. You know it's the right thing to do. You should do it. Most people don't.
Most people don't?
Yeah, they just well, it depends on where you're at, I suppose. So, where I lived in the Philly suburbs, you'd go to the Walmart and it's just carts everywhere. And so someone comes out and people just like they put the cart to the side and I'm like, just return the cart. It takes 5 seconds. It's the right thing to do. But then you got to think about these bathrooms. When you mentioned people getting on the wall and stuff.
Yeah, what the heck?
I've seen that. Think about, there's a video of a guy going in an elevator and he pisses on the elevator buttons, causing a malfunction, and then he panics. And then I'm just like, what is wrong with people that they're like, I'm going to piss on an elevator button?
Freaking marking their territory. It's
Or
crazy.
like, someone goes into a bathroom and like,
Wild
no one can
animals.
see me. Now I'll just ruin someone's day.
But is that like they
Why?
have IBS, that irritable bowel syndrome, and they can't handle it? And they're
No.
like, they can't make it to the toilet,
Doubt.
and it flies out?
It's because
No,
they're
I think they're
hovercrafting like a woman
they
being.
don't wanna sit on it.
They don't want to sit on it.
What I don't
on the
understand
wall
is with
comes out
the,
of weird angles, yeah.
like with the
It's
hover,
intentional.
Like, if you're
Tim
doing
Pool's
the,
been
oh my
placed.
god,
Oh no.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
do the-
I've been to Los Angeles. I lived there for a few years.
God, me too.
But if you do the squat thing, right, and you're not going to sit on the public toilet, like how hard is it to just clean up after yourself? Like, why don't
not.
people do that? I
But
find
then
that
you're
so
just cleaning
distressing.
up urine and someone's like, oh, look at this clean seat. And then they sit in your pee because you think you've done some service to society.
No, I
There's a
always would
video
clean up after myself.
of a
I would
self-cleaning
never
public bathroom.
leave a bathroom.
The whole toilet moves, like it spins around. There's like 2 toilets and it spins around, and on the other side it's like got scrubbers and a spray in
Oh,
it.
I've seen these.
And then it
they
switches.
put those in France. I
Yeah.
mean, in Spain. In Spain.
In Europe they have like public urinals. I think they're like these it's elevated off the ground so you can see feet, and then it's like a spiral. And you walk to the middle of the spiral, and there's a hole in the ground you piss into. And they did that because homeless people and drunks were just peeing everywhere. So they made these weird little things. I think they're in Europe. They might be. I think they might have those in like Seattle, maybe
wonder
too.
how well they work.
I think in India you have to pay to use the public toilet.
everywhere in Europe.
I'm
When I
glad
went-
you
Yeah.
brought up the guy peeing on the elevator buttons because, like, I love Michael Malice, but he believes people can govern themselves.
I have doubts.
Okay, Malice, people will pee on the elevator buttons and get themselves stuck in the elevators. I think he's so smart he forgets that most everyone else is a moron.
Or
just not even
Malice is a great
thinking.
friend, and I'm a
Happy
big fan.
birthday,
He's a very
Michael.
smart guy.
Yeah.
But
We need rules.
He often says that how could anyone be pessimistic when you see how dumb these people are? And my response to that is, yes, they're dumb, but many dumb people can be dangerous, like a zombie
Stampede.
horde. You know what I mean? Yeah, or a
Right.
stampede, right?
Or Twitter.
Or a Twitter.
Yes.
And dumb people can get frustrated easier when they don't understand. They can tend towards frustration, which leads towards anger, and then they can become very, very malicious and dangerous.
Yeah.
This is what we're seeing right now. So here's what I think is happening. Strong-willed people, inquisitive people, and smart people, they know what's happening in the world. They turn on the news and they're like, is that true? And they check and they go, oh, that wasn't true. Jussie Smollett lied. Then you have people who are just dumb as a box of rocks going like, whoa, Jussie Smollett. And they go on TV and they're like, this is not a debate. What happened to Jussie Smollett is so wrong. And then the host goes like, I agree. And it's just like, these people are as dumb can be.
Wait a minute. Was that the dead named person
That was the
did
dead
that?
named
I don't know what you're
person.
talking
The
about.
dead named person.
named.
Don't know
I
what
was
you're
making
talking
a
about.
random vague analogy.
No, you awoken a demon in my brain of memory. I'm like, wait. The artist
that
formerly
person.
known as Prince.
Yes.
That's who said
I'm
that.
That's
thinking
what
of
we're gonna call
when
it.
I would go to
Formerly
like
known as Paige.
concerts. I would watch the people play, and then people would be like, ah! And I'm like, what are they screaming? And like everyone's clapping to get. I'm like, what is this like cult? This weird this creature that's being formed in the sea of humans. Like I would just like watch. And like, even if I loved it, I wasn't gonna be like, like
That's been with us the whole time. I mean, that's Dionysian. That's like, ancient rites of sensory overload. We have that. I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with that. With like enjoying that to an extent and getting all crazy like that.
Is the mindless clapping?
Because if you do that at a concert, ideally you're not doing that.
Everywhere else.
In your accounting department.
People are animals.
I wonder if those are the people that are like just on autopilot. That like, what are you?
Or they're
No,
having a great time. Like maybe they're having a great time and really enjoying the
But
music.
I was also having a great time and enjoying the music.
Right,
I
but
just
like-
don't
Well,
scream about it.
Yeah, but that's
there's-
just
that's
that's
But it
okay.
depends on
You
what
can-
gets you.
Everyone's a little different.
Like I can't load my oven without my husband coming up behind me, and I'm like, "Are you serious?"
It's really
because he's an
annoying. It's all good.
animal, and I'm like, "What the?" So it depends. There's something for you, Ian, that will just awaken this primitive beast, and you'll be like, "Ooh!" And
Graphene.
I don't know what
there
graphene.
isn't. But like, I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't judge that.
I've
kind
seen
of a
Ian do the hooting
Dionysian
clapping
enjoyment.
when we showed him a sheet of graphene. His eyes just turned white, and he was like,
Light up. That's true. Oh my God. Timcast out of context. Here we
Pardon
come.
me. I get excited, but I guess maybe that's it. I don't get overly excited. I just don't get overly excited. I never have.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I-
It makes sense. So why freak out?
I'm
Oh
not gonna.
wait, let's talk about like the Catholic Church. I bet you $1 million we can get you yelling.
It was similar to like a church congregation. Watching people clap and scream was like watching a bunch of
What
people like
concert was it?
repeat the
What show?
MC Hammer, Foo
MC
Fighters. I think.
Well, dude, MC Hammer's legit.
yeah, that was my first
Remember
concert.
those
Okay.
pants? Those were
Yeah.
He
like
brought
pants.
this little kid up on
Fans.
stage that kept getting up and dancing in the audience.
I'm
He
jealous.
like, brought him up.
What
He
was your
dancing.
first? What was your first concert?
MC Hammer.
That was your first concert.
Police Hammer, don't hurt him. Yeah,
My
that's
my
about
first
it.
concert was Fleta. What was it called?
that?
Fla? I think it's pronounced.
What is that?
I don't know. Elvis Costello played there.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was Bruce Springsteen at the Meadowlands.
Oh, nice.
So are you guys saying that people that cheer and scream are not inherently stupid
That's right.
than
Yeah,
other
absolutely.
people?
That's
Because
right.
I look at it as like why are you doing that? I don't understand.
It's their tribal rite of passage to like
It's
scream at
Dionysian.
local H or something. I don't
Local
know.
age.
so it's like it's tribalism.
Yeah,
That's
no.
Chicago.
But that to me indicates like a lack of intelligence. Like,
No.
why
But
would
no,
you
it's
fall for a
like,
cult
it's
tribe?
it's a sensory overload experience.
Maybe they all
does
have
that
autism.
so
Maybe-
they don't
maybe-
have the EQ to handle it, and they
No,
just get
no, no, no.
overloaded and start yelling.
Or
Ian,
they
Ian.
like
It's
it.
like feeling the
We-
spirit of God.
Yeah, it
it
is
is.
kind of
That's
like
what
that.
Imagine
No.
imagine
Okay,
it's
come
just
on.
a crazy trip. Like you're just
I
on a
watched the
crazy
guy.
trip.
I watched the guy play music.
Music
and I
can
clapped
put you
for
there.
him.
That's
I watched
an
the guy.
interesting point.
I watched the guy
'Cause
play
I've
music
cried
over the weekend.
on
You clap
psilocybin.
for him
For real.
because you want them to know you appreciate what they're doing.
So it's like
you
virtue
cheer for them.
signaling?
It's not virtue signaling. It's
You appreciate
gratitude.
Now,
What if
it-
it's their friends? When it's your friend, and even when their stuff sucks, you're like, yeah.
I don't want to
dude.
distract them.
I don't do that to my friends.
Like in a
Come on.
baseball game, if they hit the ball and you go, yeah, if you scream, the people in the outfield will like shudder and the ball will go by them. So you're like another player on the team. But I don't
That's
see
why
how
you yell at
screaming at a guy makes it better or easier for him.
No, you taunt them. Like it's
Yeah, yeah,
that's what you do
baseball.
in a
They
sports
taunt-
game.
right? This has nothing to do with the fact that people want to
Stupid
cheer.
people peeing on elevators. I think it does.
Very
It
little.
doesn't.
Very little.
I see a through line of people that are mindlessly walking through life.
I've been to shows where the crowd is like the venue's full and the opening act draws no movement and no applause. They play and everyone just stands there and they're like looking. And then the main band comes out and they're like, now we're going to play our #1 single called The Magic Butterfly. And everyone's like, yeah! And they're cheering because they like the song. It's like, they're
don't
not
think it-
blindly just going like, oh, we're clapping
But,
for
like,
whoever's there.
I stand and watch because I like the song. It's not like if you
different.
like the song, you will scream.
You're
It
not the
doesn't-
arbiter of morality and emotion.
I feel like an outsider. I felt like an outsider for a lot of my life, watching
go.
people act very strange and like cults, like
what
groups of like.
I will say is, look, I've cheered for bands. I don't think there's anything wrong with cheering for a band and having a good time. There's a difference, though, when you look at mob mentality and like the Summer of Love, when people were just running around smashing windows for the sake, for no reason, and they don't know why they're doing it. Or when we like, there are people who will. I can't remember who we had on the show. They were talking and saying like, It was some lefty guy, or it was a liberal guy, and he was like, I told my friends I was coming on the show, and they were like, why? Tim Pool's far right or whatever, and they laughed, and they were like, do you watch Tim Pool? And they were like, well, no, but it's like, that's disturbed. Someone who's like, I have no idea what that is, but I'm angry. But that's a problem.
That's everybody, though.
Right.
I feel like it's 90% of society anymore. It's really sad.
So, like you're saying earlier, you thought it was like an emotional experience at watching a band, kind of like I've taken psilocybin and cried because it felt so real or great or whatever. But the danger is that it's the guy on stage that's making you feel like that, or you think it is.
No, it's the song.
It's the music.
Or the one playing it, the feeling, the song.
It's the artistic experience. Like you're experiencing this.
When I watched Paul McCartney play Hey Jude, I had a moment, and I rarely have moments, but I was there having my moment, and I looked over, and there's like this 80-year-old dude, like, it's my moment too, and we had it together.
Community.
But if Paul McCartney had been like, now go right, if he had like forced you to go do something dangerous, would you be more likely to?
Why would people do that?
Why would someone?
Could you imagine Paul McCartney like, that song was called Hey Jude, now everyone go burn down a police station.
But here's an
what's that
here's
band
an
like?
example.
Everyone show me your hands.
Yeah, that
clean
was weird.
hands,
That
get your
was super
vaccination.
weird.
But I
It's
had
like
an
that was
experience,
insane.
It was insane.
We were making
it was
fun of
at
that.
a rock concert too.
I was at a concert. I was at a Lollapalooza in 1990.
Kaiser Chiefs. That's who that was.
Was Jane's Addiction playing?
No, that was the previous year, and I went to that one too.
Good
but
for you.
Smashing Pumpkins were playing. It was in West Virginia somewhere. I had taken a whole bunch of acid, and I was with my friend, and I lost him. I don't know what happened to him. I lost my wallet. I lost everything. I was tripping my face off in
We
this
had
crowd.
similar 90s experience.
Yeah,
Good
I love
times.
the 90s. But I had no idea where anything was. I was really entranced by this music. I loved the Smashing Pumpkins. And then Billy Corgan gets out there and he starts talking about we're generation nothing. And I looked up and I was like, wow, you just totally ruined my vibe. I was having a great time. I'm not nothing. Like maybe I've lost my friends and I've lost my wallet and I've lost my brain. But you're a fool. Like why are you telling a bunch of kids
who was
tripping on acid? Billy
Corgan
Corgan.
said that?
Yeah,
He's
why are you
really
telling a
nice
bunch of kids
and
that
super
like
smart.
Yeah, he's
we're
like pretty
generation
based.
nothing, right?
But he was having one bad day, and because the cult was
Wait, what-
obsessed
what-
with
But
him,
here's the
he
thing.
turned them.
My point is, I was having a great time. I was having this whole sensory experience. I was not, but despite all of that, I was not swayed by his garbage nonsense.
But so
like
when was
I
that?
heard this
When-
and
when
I was
was it?
like,
94?
so if he had said go get vaccinated, I also would have been like, what the hell's wrong
You're
with
a strong mind,
you?
though. What about? I'm concerned with the people that pee on elevators.
But those people are going to pee on elevators no matter what you do.
But if someone
there's
tells them to
always going to
pee,
be an
they might-
elevator peer.
If someone respects somebody and that person tells you to pee on the elevator,
Maybe, but
you
there's
might-
always
How do you
going
like-
to be those people.
Don't
This is-
whiz
this- this
on
is-
the
listen,
electric fence.
This is how you get social credit systems. Because the question is like, how do we effectively govern so the people who pee on elevator buttons aren't ruining everything for everyone else? And they're like, okay, we'll create a system. How about if you pee on elevator buttons, you get dropped down to a lower caste and you have to earn your way out or whatever to prove you're not going to pee on elevator buttons. That's why they do it. But the problem there is that it needlessly punishes people, and I think it curtails meritocracy. You'll get a bunch of smart people who are arbitrarily held back in a system like that. So you're actually losing out. So I think the reality is there's risk. With freedom comes risk. Maybe that's what Michael would say, something like that. We want freedom. That means sometimes you got to clean piss off elevator buttons.
cults-
And that's in Genesis. That's in the Bible. Like with freedom
It
comes
is.
risk.
It's you know.
You eat
Genesis
the apple,
1:13,
and then you're
don't
gonna
pee on
have
elevator
to.
buttons.
That's right. That
I
is in Genesis.
swear to
That's
you, it's
correct.
in there.
Yeah.
It's like riding a motorcycle.
So-
you ask a motorcyclist, why do you do this dangerous thing? And they're like, I've never felt more free. The wind in their hair, and it's super risky. People might not see you. They die all the time.
This is what happens when my mom tells me to wear a bike helmet, which I've never I hate bike
Does she
helmets.
still do it today?
You put on your bike helmet. I didn't live with her until I was 16, so she didn't have a lot of opportunity when I was a kid.
Good.
But I'll be like, Mom, I'm not wearing a bike helmet, and you can't make me. She also is always like, are you masking? No, Mom, I'm not.
Are you masking?
I'm not masking.
I'll put a mask on in a store that asks, because I'm not a douchebag. I hate when people like wig out
I just
like,
don't
the
go in the
owners.
store.
Yeah, I won't go to the store.
That I get, but I've been in a store where they offered me the mask and I was like, I really want this thing. I'm like, here, you're protected, whatever. Like, I'm gonna buy this.
If the store is like the only one and we have to go there, so we were buying computer parts and we wanted to get like the latest graphics card or whatever, and it's the only place we can get it on the spot, I was like, whatever. Ugh. But there's coffee shops out here, and a local coffee shop had a big sign saying wear your mask. Half the people weren't, but I was like, Starbucks was literally 100 feet away, so we went to Starbucks instead. Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.